A lot of people have asked me why I wrote this book, The Future of God. And very honestly, I was inspired by Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, Daniel Dennett, Christopher Hitchens, and a lot of people who call themselves the new atheists, and sometimes even call themselves militant atheists. And I was compelled to write this book because I think atheism, as it is now being promoted, is based on what is called naive realism. So if you want to look up naive realism, you can Google it or go to Wikipedia, etc., etc. The premise of this naive realism is that reality is what we experience through our five senses, period. So we can't see God, God doesn't exist. But now we know that our five senses are very limited in giving us the experience of reality. People say, what's the empirical evidence of God? And the answer is, what makes empirical evidence possible? Have you ever asked yourself, what is it that makes it possible for me to experience this world through the five senses? And what makes it possible for you to experience this world is something that you can't see, that you can't touch, that you cannot perceive. And that something is your own consciousness. So true faith is having the conviction and certainty of that which you cannot see. The unmeasurable, invisible, unmanifest consciousness without which there will be nothing to measure and nothing visible and nothing in the manifest domain. Naive realism is the doctrine of the new atheists, and it's based on two naive ideas. The picture of the world is what it really is, that what we perceive is what actually exists, and there's nothing underlying that. We know even from simple science that matter is energy, and energy has information, and the universe is organized information and energy. So what is organizing this? So naive realism is based on a naive idea about reality, but it's also based on naive ideas about God, some image, some dead white male in the sky, and we're trying to say that's not true. Of course that's not true. Get rid of our naivete, understand the deeper essence of reality, and you find out something very interesting, that we live in a conscious universe, that without consciousness there is no experience of whatever we call reality. And if there is a reality outside of our consciousness, then we'll never experience it. Our own consciousness is part of an infinite consciousness. You can call it whatever you want, infinite being, Yahweh, God, Allah, Brahman, Ein Sof, but a deeper domain of existence that is beyond space and time, that gives birth to space, time, energy, information and matter, and our connection to it. The great Sufi poet Rumi said, we are not just a drop in the ocean, we are also the mighty ocean in the drop. So go deep within to the source of your own consciousness, and you end up directly in contact with the infinite consciousness that gives birth to the universe. Today scientists talk about eternal inflation, which means there's a realm beyond space-time and causality where quantum fluctuations are giving birth to universe upon universe in endless time. But time doesn't go just forward, time also goes backward. And if there is endless time forward and backward, that is the transcendent domain of God's consciousness. The future of God started with a rebuttal to the militant atheists, but it's actually a practical tool for exploring your own consciousness so you discover the divine that exists within you.